Welcome to SATV News. This is Farhana with your headlines. Army League must be brought to justice soon for crimes against humanity, says Nahid. Cites party-wide responsibility in July killings. Citizen Court orders ACC to seek Interpol raid notices against ex-land minister and his wife. Now the ACC will act accordingly. Our teachers and staff observe work stoppage over assault by students. Most departments have suspended classes and examinations. Now in details. Army League has to be brought to justice soon as a political party for the crimes against humanity committed during the July uprising, National Citizen Party NCP convener Nahid Islam has said. Nahid, the 47th witness in a case against fugitive ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and other accused at the International Crimes Tribunal, made the call while speaking to journalists after his testimony today. My formal testimony and cross-examination concluded today. I expect justice. These crimes undoubtedly fall under crimes against humanity, said Nahid, one of the key faces of the uprising. These crimes will be remembered not only in the Bangladesh history, but in the history of the world. He argued that while the case currently targets Hasina as an individual, the crimes were of a political nature and were committed by the Army League as a party. The NCP leader believes the tribunal has authority to bring the party to trial and what they will be filing an application for it. Since Sheikh Hasina was the party chief, she decided to use violence against the people to remain in power. The people put up resistance and overthrew her. Therefore, it is a politically motivated crime committed by the Army League, and the party should be brought to justice as a whole, he added. BNP Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kovarispe on Sunday accused Bangladesh Jamaat Islami of trying to create a state within the state through its activities in the political landscape and universities. Speaking at a discussion at the Jatiya Press Club, he warned that the country's independence and sovereignty could face a major conspiracy due to rising threats from across the border and the emergence of the new forces. Has the Dr. VP have been given magistracy power to decide which shop on the campus is legal or illegal. He fined a shop Taka 3,000 and then deposited the money into Baitul Mal, the party's fund. What is the legal basis for this? The BNP leader asked. 7th November, Prujun organized the program on journalist Dr. Maruf Mollik's book Theoretical Analysis of Bangladeshi Nationalism, Crisis of Civic and Ethnic Nationalism. In any university, Rizvi said it is the administration that should monitor who runs shops or markets on campus. Students' leaders can raise concern if the peaceful and orderly environment of the campus is being disturbed, he said. Instead, you are imposing fines and that money is going into the Jamaat's party fund. This is a very serious matter. We have always seen that their activities are creating a state within the state, and we are now observing such an environment, the BNP leader said. Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam said today that the choice of adopting the proportional representations or PR electoral system or maintaining the existence method must be made by the political parties themselves. The government should preferably speak less on the matter of the electoral system, he told the presentation of survey results conducted by the research organization Innovation. Addressing the findings of the electoral survey, Shafiqul Alam said that the statistics presented demonstrate that the public has trust in the government. He highlighted the high level of public intent to participate, noting that 97.5% of the people want to vote, which signifies that the upcoming election is destined to be an inclusive election. The press secretary said that if everyone turns out to vote, the process is bound to be good. The survey released by Innovation on the same day regarding the upcoming election included 10,413 respondents. According to the survey, a significant majority of the respondents, 69.9%, believe that an interim government would be capable of organizing a neutral election. Around 56% of the people in the country still do not know about the peer system. Among those surveyed, the preference for the peer method was evenly divided. 21.8% want the peer system, while 22.2% do not want it. A Chattogram court today asked the Anti-Corruption Commission (ACC) to issue the Interpol red notices against former Land Minister Saifuzzaman Chaudhuri and his wife Rukumila Zaman. Acting Judge M.D. Abdurrahman of the Chattogram Metropolitan Sessions Judge Court passed the order following the petition filed by the anti-graft body. Confirming the order, ACC lawyer advocate Mokaram Hussain told the Daily Star, now the ACC will act accordingly. Saifuzzaman fled the country on August 5 last year after the Awami League was ousted from power in the face of a student-led mass uprising. On April 17 this year, a case was filed against him and his wife over allegations of Taka 20 crore bank loan fraud. The court has already ordered the confiscation of their immovable properties, including 343 properties in the United Kingdom, 228 in the United Arab Emirates, and 9 in United States, among other countries. Mahalaya, an auspicious occasion that heralds the advent of goddess Durga, will be celebrated at dawn today through different rituals by the Hindu community across the country. With the beginning of the Devi Paksha, Mahalaya is observed 6 days before Durga Puja. Special programs will be arranged at different temples. Hindus will remember and pay homage to their ancestors who passed away by performing puja and offering the Brahmins clothes, foods and sweets in their names. A special program will be arranged at the Dhakeshwari National Temple at dawn. Similar programs will also be arranged in different temples in the capital and across the country. Durga Puja will formally begin on September 28 on the day of Mahashastri. Members of law enforcement agencies will be deployed across the country from Wednesday to ensure peaceful celebrations of Durga Puja. Home Affairs Advisor Lieutenant General Retired M.D. Jahangir Alam Chaudhuri has said. Besides, the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs will appoint 80,000 volunteers during the festival this year, as it is important for all of us to remain vigilant, Jahangir said while talking to reporters following a meeting on law and order at the Secretariat today. The advisor said idle vandalism has significantly decreased this year. Those involved in idle vandalism are being identified through CCTV footage. On smuggling, the advisor said narcotics are entering the country through various routes and goods such as rice, fertilizer and medicines are also being smuggled out. Smuggling is not limited to Cox's Bazar and Chattogram roads but also continues through river roads in Borishal and Borguna, he added. A large quantity of drugs is being seized as the Arakan Army survivors based on the drug trade, he said. The government has appointed new deputy commissioners, DCs, for 3 districts, including Chattogram, ahead of the national election slotted for the February next. A notification signed by Deputy Secretary of the Ministry of Public Administration, Aminul Islam, was issued on Sunday morning. Muhammad Abdul Awal, Muhammad Anar Hussain and Munira Haq have been made DC for Chattogram, Norshingdi and Nauga district respectively. Of them, Abdul Awal was posted as DC in Nauga. Anura was assigned as Deputy Secretary at the Division of Health, Education and Family Welfare under the Ministry of Health, and Monira performed as the Deputy Secretary at the Division of Secondary and Higher Secondary under the Ministry of Education. The order will come into effect soon, the notification says. Teachers, officials and employees of Rajshahi University RU are observing a day-long work stoppage today, demanding punishment for those accused of assaulting the Pro-Vice Chancellor and several teachers. At around 9:30 a.m., they gathered at the Shahid Buddhijeevi Square on the campus to press their demand, while a few officials and employees remain in the administration and academic buildings. Most departments have suspended classes and examinations. Mukhtar Hussain, president of the Area Officers Association, said some individuals disguised as students had assaulted the Pro-Vice Chancellor and other teachers on Saturday. Unless legal action is taken against those involved by today, a more stringent protest will be announced. On the issue of the dependent quota, he said it was an institutional benefit available in all universities and government jobs across the country, and questioned why Rajshahi University teachers, officials and employees should be deprived of it. Amid students' protest, the university administration suspended the opportunity for admission under the dependent quota last night. A clash broke out between police and residents during an eviction drive at Islam in the Mujgoni area in the Khulna, leaving at least 30 people injured, including policemen and locals. The eviction drive began this afternoon under the leadership of the National Housing Authority to hand over the plots to their owners. Kalishpur Police Station officer in charge, OC Mira Tahir Ali, said, "We went to assist in the eviction drive led by the magistrate of the National Housing Authority. When we started the process, they hurled bricks at us. 14 policemen, including myself, were injured. From the beginning, residents blocked the road by burning tires and placing tree trunks. The situation escalated when police charged baton, leading to a clash. At one stage, locals threw bricks, forcing police to retreat. Later, police fired tear gas to bring the situation under control. A bulldozer used in the drive was also vandalized. Residents said they would not allow the eviction without proper rehabilitation. Around 200 families are currently living on 2 acres of land in Mujgoni. However, in 1987, the National Housing Authority allotted the land to 42 plot owners through the lottery. Even after 35 years, the owners have not received their land. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us.
Grand Palace Hotel and Resorts, জল্লার পার, জিন্দা বাজার, সিলেট, বাংলাদেশ।
বাংলাদেশে দীর্ঘ ৩৭ বছরের সাফল্যের অগ্রযাত্রায় এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস এখন আধুনিক ও শৈল্পিক স্থাপত্য শিল্পের দেশ মালয়েশিয়ার কুয়ালালামপুরে। লাখো গ্রাহকদের প্রয়োজনের দিক লক্ষ্য রেখে নিশ্চিত, বিশ্বস্ততা ও আন্তর্জাতিক মানের সেবা এখন ডোর টু ডোর। এসএ পরিবহন কুরিয়ার অ্যান্ড পার্সেল সার্ভিস SDN BHT 120 Jalan Tun HS Lee 50050 কুয়ালালামপুর, মালয়েশিয়া। এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস আপনার সেবায় সবসময়।
Explore the magnificent view of Rangpur. 5-star facilities, rich chain hotel, Grand Palace. Relax in spacious rooms and suites. Enjoy local and international cuisines. Banquet and conference room. Helipad. Gymnasium. Beauty salon. Restaurants and bar.
Marking a shift in decades of the foreign policy. The decision follows a pledge Starmer made in July to act in September unless Israel agreed to a ceasefire in Gaza and committed to a sustainable peace process leading to a two-state solution, says the BBC. Successive British governments have said recognition should come as a part of the peace talks and at a time of maximum impact. Ministers now argue that the worsening situation in Gaza and settlement expansion in the occupied West Bank require immediate action. The recognition of a Palestinian state is as a consequence of the serious expansion that we are seeing in the West Bank that shows the balance and the intention to build, for example, the UN Development. Justice Secretary David Lammy said Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas welcomed the pledge during a visit to London earlier this month. Both sides agreed Hamas would have no role in the future Palestinian governance. Downing Street said Israel has strongly opposed the move. The Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said it reversed terror, while families of hostages taken by Hamas urged Starmer in an open letter not to act until the remaining captives are freed, reports said BBC. The UK move comes after Spain, Ireland and Norway formally recognized Palestine last year. About 140 of the United Nations 193 members already do so. Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani has left for New York to participate in an upcoming meeting of the United Nations General Assembly, Qatar's Amiri Dewan said on Sunday. World leaders are gathering in New York as the war between Israel and Hamas militants in Gaza Strip approaches 2 years. A humanitarian crisis is worsening in the Palestinian enclave, where a global hunger monitor has warned that famine has taken hold and is likely to spread by the end of the month. US President Donald Trump on Saturday threatened bad things would happen to Afghanistan if it does not give back control of the Bagram air base and to the United States, and declined to roll out sending in the troops to retake it. If Afghanistan doesn't give a Bagram air base back to those that built it, the United States of America, bad things are going to happen, Trump said in a Truth Social post. Trump said on Thursday that the United States had sought to regain control of the base used by the American forces following the attacks of September 11, 2001. He told reporters on Friday that he was speaking with Afghanistan about it. The withdrawal of American forces in 2021 led to a takeover of U.S. bases and the toppling of the U.S.-backed government in Kabul by the Islamist Taliban movement. Afghan officials have expressed opposition to a revived U.S. presence, asked on Saturday whether he would send in U.S. troops to retake the Tam base. Trump declined to give a direct answer, saying, "We won't talk about that. We are talking now to Afghanistan and we want it back, and we want it back soon, right away. And if they don't do it, you are going to find out what I'm going to do," he told reporters at the White House. The Trump administration has cancelled the USDA's annual Food Insecurity Survey, ending a decades-long effort to track how many Americans struggle to access enough food, the Agriculture Department said on Saturday. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said the household food security report had become overly politicized and was no longer necessary. Though the 2024 edition will still be released in October, the 2025 survey will not be conducted, the USDA said in a statement. The cancellation of the report, which has been conducted for 30 years, comes amid rising food insecurity and recent cuts to federal food assistance programs, including tighter work requirements for the Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program recipients. The USDA said it will continue to have access to more timely and accurate data and claimed the annual report was rife with inaccuracies, wrong metrics, zero accountability, and a massive drive for bigger and larger government programs. The Wall Street Journal first reported on the survey's cancellation. The White House did not immediately respond to Reuters' request for comment. A new $100,000 fee for H-1B visas in the United States that goes into effect on Sunday will be levied for petition and will not be applied to existing holders of the valid visas re-entering the country, the White House said on Saturday. This is not an annual fee, it is a one-time fee that applies only to the petition, White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt said in a post on X on Saturday. Leavitt also said that current H-1B visa holders who are currently outside of the country right now will not be charged $100,000 to re-enter the United States. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on Friday said the fee would be paid annually, but added that details were still being considered. Some companies, including Microsoft, JP Morgan, and Amazon, has responded to the Friday announcement by advising employees holding H-1B visas to remain in the United States, according to internal emails reviewing by Reuters. A Goldman Sachs International memo seen by Reuters on Saturday urged employees with such visas to exercise caution on international travel. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would meet the U.S. counterpart Donald Trump on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly next week as Russia intensified strikes across his country. Russia carried out one of its largest aerial attacks overnight, firing 40 missiles and some 580 drones at Ukraine in a barrage that killed at least 3 people and wounded dozens, Zelensky said yesterday. A Ukrainian strike meanwhile killed 4 people in Russia's southwestern Samara region, local governors said, in one of the deadliest Ukrainian retaliatory strikes on Russia since Moscow launched its invasion in 2022. Zelensky said he would hold a meeting with the President of the United States, adding he would discuss security guarantees for Ukraine and sanctions on Russia during the talks with Trump. Ukraine has insisted on Western-backed security guarantees to prevent future Russian attacks. Russian President Vladimir Putin has, however, warned that any Western troops in Ukraine would be unacceptable and legitimate targets. Before ending, we'll go through the headlines again. Army League must be brought to justice soon for crimes against humanity, says Nahid, as party-wide responsibility in July claims. CTC court orders SAC to seek Interpol red notices against ex-land minister and his wife. Now the SAC will be act accordingly. RO teachers staff observed work at stoppage of assault by students. Most departments have suspended classes and examinations. You're updated with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.